Hello all of you risk takers and truth seekers to podcast live the battlefield. Today I'm gonna share with you 20 do's and don'ts when you're traveling to Bali. But before I start sharing with you those 20 do's and don'ts, I'd like to share with you what my boss told me long time ago when he sent me to work in foreign countries. For those who don't know, I spent several years working in foreign intelligence. So before I was sent to country where I didn't know the language, I didn't know the culture, I didn't know the customs, I have nobody to rely on apart of being accountable, responsible for my job. My boss told me to do following: to remember one phone number and to have handy in my pocket then coins for the phone, public telephone, or the phone calling card. In these days, we are heavily relying on our mobile phones. So may I ask you a simple question? Do you know on top of your head the name and the number of the person you're gonna call in case of emergency? Right now, do you know? No, make it easier for you. Do you know the phone number on top of your head of your partner, of your child, of your parents? I knew it because I can't remember all those numbers. In those days, I need to remember one number only. So today we need to be equipped with the knowledge and information relevant to our daily life. That includes traveling to Bali. My job today on this podcast live the battlefield, it is to equip you, arm you, give you knowledge, real life experience, what to do, what not to do when you in the Bali. But this is gonna be more risk assessment. So I want you to enjoy the time on Bali without worries, what you should do, what you shouldn't do in case you come in this beautiful country, Indonesia, on this island, Bali. So this is more like a risk assessment which is gonna help you, enable you to enjoy your holidays. So guys, let's go dig deep into 20 do's and don'ts while you in the Bali. Number one, you're gonna welcome me a little bit later. Before you decide to go in the Bali, and before everybody told you, be careful of the Bali belly, be careful of the this or that, I want you to go to your GP and tell your GP you want tetanus shot. And I tell you why. It is so dirty here. Hygiene, it's unknown. Nails, glass, rusty metal are everywhere. This is not advanced Western country. It's a third world country. They're doing their best, but I have opportunity to walk on a beach. Beaches are polluted. Glass, nails, garbage. So guys, imagine you cut yourself in this country and you're not injected with a vaccine against the tetanus. So guys, you need to go to your GP and ask shot against the tetanus, because you gonna be protected against something simple what can cause you so much trouble. Tetanus shot. It's dirty, it's polluted with not just a garbage, glasses, nails, rusty metals, and list goes on. You're welcome. Number two, remember you are coming in third world country. Indonesia is third world country. Bali as an island, it's even more disadvantaged. And I tell you what that it is. We all remember the times of the COVID. Well, when the COVID hit hard, Bali, their economy literally collapsed in Bali. They are 14% in a negative right now. Now, if there is no tourists in Bali, economy, it's dead. Nothing is being manufactured here. There is no factories. There's no industries, nothing. Everything in Bali is homemade. It's like a one big giant shopping center where the people manufacturing products at their home and selling you simultaneously. So you guys need to understand, Indonesia, it's a 90% Muslim country, 10% Hindu. However, Bali, it's a 90% Hindu, 10% Muslim. So guys, be aware of the culture, of language where you're coming, because they are not your friends. They are here to survive. They are here to strive to make money on you, and they know why people are coming on Bali, to have a good time, to have a cheap product and services, so they can enjoy Westerners, of course. So guys, be aware of their culture, of their language and their customs. Bali, it's a 90% Hindu, while entire Indonesia, it is 90% Muslim and 10% Hindu. So be aware of those customs, of that culture and the language they are using. They are limited with the English. The English is very, very basic. And when I say basic, that means that you're gonna get more than okay. That's how basic it is. I want you to understand, you're coming in third world country where their customer service depend on communication, and their communication it's very, very poor. Number 3, as I mentioned at the beginning, this vlog, it's not about where you're gonna spend your money and time in Bali. It's a risk assessment. So guys, we are all depending on our own research. I'm continuously telling you, do your own research. Where you're going, where you're staying. Don't be fixated on the images on social media where everything depicted so beautifully, amazingly, and everything is just perfect. It is not. Bali, it's not perfect. On images, everything looks good. What I'm trying to say to you, when you come in Bali, you want to not just relax, you don't want just to see spa, parlors, massage places, doing your whatever you want to do here. You want to see the places, you want to be the tourist. Be aware where you go. What does that mean? I've been several places. Some of them you very well know. It's called rice fields, and I was disappointed. It's small. There's too many swings for influencers. That's how the influencers been seen. There's everything being done so people can take the pictures, not enjoy environment. It's far away. That is the biggest problem. So don't fall for the images on social media from the influencers. I want you to do your own research. Is it worth it to travel 40 kilometers from place you are? 30 kilometers. Traffic, it's appalling. But don't fall on the images on internet. They are edited, they are being tailored for you to buy on your emotions and based on your impulse. So don't, guys, fall for this. If you want to visit something, do your own research. Is it worth it you go around and travel all day to see something what is not what you see on social media? I don't say you don't need to see nothing, but do your own research. If you want to see something, go in several sources. Try to find out more about those places. Normal images, normal videos, other people's experiences, not just the influencers who are heavily paid to do this for you, or they depicting the place in time which doesn't corresponding to reality. So guys, do your own research wherever you go across the Bali. What you see on internet is not necessarily true. Number 4, let's go talk about money. Okay, several things about money I want you to take it close to your heart. I want you to remember, I want you to memorize, I want you to take notes. Number 1, before you come in Bali, try to take it money exchange rate in your own country. Exchange your own currency in a country, wherever you're coming from, for the Indonesian money. Why is that important? Well, guys, in Bali, ATMs look very, very unhappy places. Some of them, they've been situated where you can be easily robbed. That's the number 1. Secondly, it's a lot of ATM machines. You don't even know they're ATM machines. They look like ATM machines, but they are there to scam you for your money. So it's not difficult to you get money, Indonesian money, in your own country, because exchange rate doesn't matter how high it is you want to be, or a little bit lower, you're gonna have plenty of money. For example, Australia, $100 gives 950,000 Indonesian rupiah. So that's a lot of money. You can get a little bit high here in Bali, but that's the problem. Don't jeopardize your safety, your financial stability and security just because you think you can exchange money everywhere here or go on ATMs. So number one, ATMs. Be aware of ATMs here. They are not safe. They're not in places you think they should be. And most importantly, most of these ATMs look very suspicious. I done an assessment and I will never take it money except I'll go directly into the bank. Even when you go in the bank, that is the problem. You know, you never know. People are walking into these banks where the ATMs situated and they look a little bit suspicious. And I was always aware that 1 million Indonesian rupiah, it's a lot of money in Bali. A lot of money. So imagine you getting 1 million or 2 million, you exchanging $100 or $200. Number two, when you're exchanging money in Bali, never go on those where you see the exchange rate is high. They are shonky, they are scammers, they are creams, they are perpetrators. I see the people, they are being scammed to the skin, to their bone. Why? Because they want to get extra couple hundred of their currency, of the Indonesian currency. You don't need to do this, guys. You know, when you see the currency, it's where you believe should be, or just go online and check, that's where you're gonna go. When you see these big letters, you know what I mean, and big numbers, run away. Most of these exchange, I'll call this mobile offices, which they look ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's just a metal small container with a small glass. Don't go there. You wanna go into reputable places. At least ask the people who you see exchanging money, is this is okay? Because most of these scamming activities where the scammers they are is some corners and dark alleys, and people go there and then be scammed very quickly. Nobody will help you. So guys, exchange money before you come. Secondly, don't go on those ATMs which you think they look suspicious. Go into the banks where the ATMs they are. Number three, when you want to exchange your money either in the banks, in shopping centers, on places with a lot of people standing and exchanging money. You're gonna see it, you're gonna have a feeling for that. That's something you need to prepare yourself before you come in a Bali. You're gonna have plenty of money. Exchange rate, it's favorable for all of you. As I say, Indonesia, it's a third world country. But don't forget, I'm gonna stipulate this all the time. They are not your friends. They are here to make money on you, on me, on everybody. That's their job. Their economy, they have no factories, they have no industry, nothing. Everything is being done to run tourism. So guys, money, I don't want nobody rob you, nobody scam you. So be careful where you're exchanging money. Don't go in the dark corners. Don't go for the big exchange rates you see in the big numbers. Don't do this. I'm hearing people in hotel, I go there, I see it looks suspicious, don't go. If your intuition says to you something's wrong, usually it is. So guys, exchange the money, don't go on any ATMs, go into bank ATMs, and don't exchange money on every corner just because it's a highest exchange rate. Go into places where a lot of people exchanging money. You'll be thankful to me. Number 5, transport from the airport. This is my very first time in Bali. I'm gonna come many other times because I really like it here. I really like it here because of the people and the weather. It's nice and warm and it's quite easy, you know what I mean, to enjoy the Bali. But one thing what I wasn't aware, that is transport from airport to hotel or wherever you're staying. It was a shock, trust me. I'm from Sydney, guys, and for me that was a shock. There was a heaps of influence, everybody's rushing out, and then suddenly you have the hundreds of these drivers with the signages, you know, with the rates, with the, everybody try to pull you, everybody try to grab your suitcases, everybody try to do something just to go with them in their car. Don't do it. I can't say to you guys, doesn't matter what you know about Bali, you're gonna be scammed, you're gonna be ripped off for your money. Happens to me. First time, I didn't know how things function. You go on Dr. Google, holy grail of the knowledge and source information. There's plenty of information says taxis there, this and that. I'm telling you from the first hand experience. There are plenty of drivers, one reputable taxi company. There's plenty of people who's gonna grab your suitcases, pull it for your arm, your kids, your wife, your husband, whoever it is. They're gonna try to take you into their vehicle without telling you how much gonna cost you. And they're gonna give you rate, cash rate when you come in hotel, don't worry. And then what? You don't know what you paid. 15 minutes cost me, for example, 80 Australian dollars, and everybody told me that should cost me about $10. I said, yeah, okay, you know, like I paid, you know, I mean, what I know. I'm in a foreign country. Who's gonna believe me? Who's gonna believe me, or is gonna believe the local person? Seriously? So my advice for you, it is to do this. Organize yourself transport before you come here. Call the hotel, they're gonna send the driver for you. They're gonna have a big signage waiting. They're gonna say Mr. or Mrs. Smith or whoever you are, they're gonna come pick you up. Another thing it is, I was a little bit suspicious when I was walking with my taxi driver. We come into a small lift, and then from exiting the airport, you go into a lift, into a car park, which is all pitch black, all pitch black. You have no idea what's happening, and then you go into the car. So there is no cars waiting in front of the airport. You go from exiting airport, you're going directly to the car park, which is a few meters away from the airport, directly into that pitch black car park where you're gonna sit in a car. So guys, do yourself a favor, don't be naive. I didn't know, I done experiment. There's only one reputable company here in Bali. I put this in comment section below, but organize yourself transport before you come. At least you can contact me and I can tell you what you can do, but bottom line is you're gonna be hammered. You're gonna be taken advantage of as soon as you come out of the airport. After all, this is not your country, not your custom, not your language. And as I say, like, who do you think police gonna trust? You or locals? Number 6, once when you have your driver designated to take you from airport to your hotel, villa, wherever you are, decide to stay while in Bali, I want you to prepare yourself on one more thing. When you exit airport, you're gonna be hit by humidity and the smell. Those two things don't work very well together. I'm telling you this from my experience and experience of everybody who come out from the airport. You're gonna feel a little bit weak, you're gonna feel a little bit maybe dizzy, you're gonna be shocked with the smell, you're gonna be shocked with the smell of the people who come pick you up. Hygiene here, it's not as you expected. So you need to be prepared on a smell which is gonna hit you outside of the airport and with your driver. There is no perfumes here, there's no deodorants. I know they struggling, you know, I mean, as I said, like, you know, Bali, it's very, very affordable to most of us, but people who live in Bali, they can't afford most of the things we can enjoy at our homes. That is deodorant or the shower gel, shampoo. So guys, prepare yourself to be hit with the smell, Bali smell, and the smell of your driver, because it can be, sometimes can be very, very unfortunate for you that you're gonna be in a car sharing a vehicle with somebody who doesn't smell nice. Happens to me, and then I realized that the most of the drivers actually, they don't look after themselves. They try to be presentable, but they are not. So don't take this against them. That's their culture, that's the way how they live, but they will not look after themselves as you looking after yourself. So be careful when you come out. Smell of the Bali, smell of the drivers, that's a number 6, because you're gonna straight away felt something. It's very odd. It's a smell. Number 7. Wow. If you haven't been shocked so far, let me share with you how you're gonna be shocked. Most of us, we're living in a countries where the traffic rules are there to be obeyed. In Bali, rules do not exist. Even today, after 8 days, and I'm still in Bali, when I go in a taxi with my driver, I am holding everything possible in the car. Don't be surprised. Rules in Bali in traffic do not exist. You will be the victim of advanced society lifestyle. As I say, come from Australia, We know we need to stop on red light. We need to let people pass us. We need to brake. We need to do many things. We need to know to obey the signages. But in Bali, those things do not exist. When you decide to rent the scooter, which again, people do this when they come into Bali, the prices of the scooter renting is between $7 to $15 per day. All day you can drive. One thing I noticed, and I know this from the first hand because I spoke to my driver. I have a driver for every day here in Bali. It costs me some, $20 per day, I think, approximately. He spends with me almost all day. And then when he drives me around, I see the people using the scooters in Bali as a main mean of transportation. So I saw on a scooter, entire family, 5 members of family on scooter without helmets. But okay, that's a Balinese people in their own country. They know how to drive, they know how to obey each other. They're signaling by hand. Not stopping on the lights, they're signaling by the hand. They come in front of you, they come behind you, on the side by you. I'm lost, literally I'm lost. If this is in Sydney, everybody's gonna freak out. But here, traffic congestion, it's normal. The scooter's gonna, come in front of you, cut you off, and it's terrible. So when you rent a scooter here, be prepared that you are not Balinese. You're not local person. You think you know how to drive a scooter, but you don't know. I'm seeing people driving the scooter and they're being injured. In the last few days I saw so many injuries on the road. It's not even funny to say how they injure themselves. For example, the roads are not existent. Few roads they exist, they are good, but everything is terrible. More you moving into interior of the Bali, roads do not exist. So anyway, we were driving inside the Bali towards the Ubud, and there was plenty of scooters in front of us. Some scooters stopped, some scooters didn't stop. It was some pothole filled with water, and what happened? 2 or 3 scooters with the people, obviously foreigners, they crashed themselves in that pothole. It was quite big. So they didn't notice that our local people don't drive. They instead of continue driving, they don't look for alternatives, they continue driving and they injure themselves desperately. I don't know why people do this. So guys, be prepared. In Bali, there is no traffic rules. Hire a taxi or take your legs for walk. Even pedestrian access is limited here as well. Over here in Bali, the rule is what Balinese people understand each other, and you can't adapt and adjust yourself in a few days' time. So rather hire the taxi than the scooter. Here in Bali, they're driving 4 or 5 family members on scooter. Guys, this is bad. This is bad. So be careful. There's no rules in traffic. You don't know who is right, who is wrong. That's the point of this. So be aware. When you're driving in traffic, you can expect everything you never saw before, you never experienced before. That is happening right here, right now in the Bali. If you decide to drive yourself on a scooter or on a motorbike, be prepared yourself that you're gonna be amongst the people who will not tolerate your behavior on the road. Either you drive like them or you're gonna have an accident. So guys, that's my take on this. So you can spend $7 to $15 per day on the scooter. You can hire the taxi driver or go on your feet. So my advice to you guys is take the taxi driver, forget a scooter. It's much more safer. You don't want to be injured in the Bali. Number 8. Well, let's go talk now about communications. To effectively communicate with the outside world of the Bali, you need to have the internet, either for your mobile phone, for your tablets, for your computer, for your whatever you're using, your digital asset. In most hotels, you're gonna have the Wi-Fi. I'll not talk to you about the dangers of the using public Wi-Fi or hotel Wi-Fi. That's something else I addressed in a video here. The thing is, I spent time in 2 hotels in Bali. One in Nusa Dua, one here in Kuta, Bali. And my issue was that I expected I'm gonna have some type of Wi-Fi which is gonna functioning properly, decently. I didn't expect nothing miraculous. I didn't expect it's gonna be fiber optics and it's gonna be satellite communications. But disappointment was growing with every single each day. I spend more time utilizing and using my own internet from Australia rather than hotel Wi-Fi. First of all, it's unstable. That's something I can argue or not argue. Secondly, there is Wi-Fi comes and goes, and then most of the time there is no Wi-Fi. But the Wi-Fi doesn't affect only your communications, affect your TV in the room as well, because most of the channels are from the internet, cable TV. So like there's an issue with that one as well. You're gonna see problems with the TV programs in your hotel room. So the Wi-Fi is something you're gonna struggle a lot. So my advice for you it is, don't rely on local Wi-Fi. Don't rely on your hotel Wi-Fi. You will be disappointed. Instead of this, make sure that you can acquire or rent or buy, your dongles, your sticks, wherever you're coming from, and try to bring that Wi-Fi with you, that internet. And this is gonna at least improve your communications with your family, with your friends. You wanna do some work on your laptop as well. So as I say, like there's two dangers. One, that you're gonna be disappointed with the Wi-Fi and internet in Bali, which I totally understand. It's a third world country, and they don't have the telecommunications like most of Western countries. So that is one thing. Secondly, you can be as well scammed if you're using public Wi-Fi. I know that people go in coffee shops here and restaurants to use the Wi-Fi, so they try to communicate. Guys, you're in a foreign country. Don't allow yourself to be robbed from your intellectual property. Don't let that be scammed and taken advantage just because you need a Wi-Fi. So my advice it is to you, don't rely on a local Wi-Fi and internet. Instead of this, go and purchase yourself at home the dongle or the stick for the internet for 5, 7, 10 days. That's going to be the best thing it is. Secondly, in relation to the internet, you're going to be offered here to buy the SIM cards with the internet in Bali for the very reasonable price. Most of young people will do it because they're going to save, they're on a budget, and this is the budget holiday here. This is the budgeting. That's the reason why I'm here. So don't buy local SIM cards. You don't know where they're coming from. Once when you insert them into your devices, that's it. You don't know what's going to happen to your device, your information. So guys, be careful. Don't rely on local internet, local SIM cards. It's not what you know. You are here in a country unknown to you, and as I don't rely on a local logistics as an internet, Wi-Fi or SIM cards. Instead of this, bring everything from your own home. You're going to spend a little bit more, but at least it's a peace of mind. I want to address issue about hiring a local driver. Why you should do engage local driver. As I mentioned at the beginning, I said you need to organize your transport from airport to hotel or resort, wherever you're going, your villa, whatever you plan, whatever your address it is on a Bali. However, I discovered very quickly, because I spoke to people outside of the Bali who are coming here quite often for the business, and they told me what they do when arriving in Bali when it comes to transportation. Your holiday in Bali is not only you're going to be on a pool, on a beach. You want to see, you want to sightseeing, you want to see attractions. So the best part it is that you have the driver who you can verify. That's the best way, that you hire the driver from the people and friends who already have been in Bali and utilize that person services. I don't say that every driver it's honest, decent, whatever it is. After all, we are here in their country. But I have two drivers, and they turn up that they're two different characters. As I say again, remember, you can communicate only on your language. They can communicate on your language a little bit, let's just say English, but a lot are going to talk about today on Indonesian language, right? Balinese. So you need to be aware of that one. Communication, it's very important. Secondly, whatever you say to them to do it, they're going to translate wherever you go. You know what I mean? In a theme parks, in a sightseeing, they will talk instead of you. So you need to find a person who speaks English decently, a little bit about basic. You need to find a driver who has been servicing and driving your friends, your family members who were on a Bali before, so they can vouch for him somehow. The benefits of having your local driver, it is that you will be driven all day for the very low sum. You will pay, like I pay per day, maybe between 20 to 40 bucks, depending how many hours, I think they're charging about $10 per hour which is, again, it's okay. You know, I spend 9 hours one day, I spend $80, which is very decent amount of money, you know what I mean, for the being driven all day, you know what I mean, in back my home in Sydney. That gives you nothing. So hiring local driver gives you benefits that they know the terrain, they know the traffic, they know the shortcuts, they will speak instead of you. Downfall of having local driver, you need to pay everything for them. They're going to take you in the sites where you need to pay tickets to see some shrines, you know, to see some, you know, the places you didn't want to see it. They will push you there, literally, in a nice way. They're going to stop and say, you come see with us, you know. Happened to me in every occasion. Somehow I turn up in front of some shrine, I didn't want it to be in that shrine, and then you pay 50,000, which is $5, and you know, you go to see the shrine for 2 minutes, but of course that's how they're boosting the economy. Another thing it is with the local drivers, which I want to bring this to your attention, is that their local drivers, they have their communications amongst each other. They are on a WhatsApp group. That WhatsApp group, because both my drivers, they're kind enough to explain to me what they're doing. They're talking to other drivers, what's happening, where to go, where not to go, why shouldn't go. So whatever happened to you with your driver, it's going to be articulated to somebody else on that channel. You know, who you are, where you staying, how much money you're spending. So be careful what you're flashing out in front of your drivers, particularly because the drivers usually are the snitches for the police, you know. So that's the, you know, you need to be very careful and be aware of those things. So I saw the chat, I saw how they're communicating, and you know, where's a good green light to go, where not to go, why you should go, why you shouldn't go. So guys, that's something you need to be aware. There's a good sides, there's a bad sides, but I always argue, have the driver for who somebody can vouch, because it's going to be cheaper, safer, and you're going to be much more looked after than being taking driver from the street and being driven in the way they used to be driven. So guys, first of all, find a local driver, argue about price. They're going to accept it, you're going to pay it, you're going to be happy, and don't let be driven around if you don't want to be driven around. That's simple as it is. Number 10. Let's go talk about spirituality and religion in Bali. As I mentioned, Bali, it's a 90% Hindu, 10% Muslim. When you take into consideration that entire Indonesia, it's 90% Muslim, 10% Hindu, you know, you are in the right place with the right people who talks about spirituality in a different way than any other religion. And what I mean by that, I witnessed in Bali things I never witnessed in my life, and I travel quite a lot, which is very, very unusual, and that is offering to the gods. So when you walk in Bali, you're going to see small boxes, small trays, you know, on a street. You're going to see the statues on the streets, different type of gods. It's a Ganesh, is a monkey god. It's, you know, they have a different type of gods. And usually in the morning, the woman will walk with a big tray where there's a small boxes set up with some candies, some flowers, you know, some sweets, some smokes. And when I ask, even my drivers, when I ask in the stores, in a shrine, I say like, man, asking what that it is. They say that's an offering to the gods for the good luck or whatever they believing or they requesting or asking gods to do for them on that particular day. That being said, be careful when you walk around. Don't step, don't push, don't kick. It's their home, it's a their spiritual language, language of spirituality with their gods, and respect that. Because I saw that some foreigners, they're kicking out and they're not happy, you know. Balinese people are very nice, very kind, but you can see in their faces they are not happy with the foreigners doing. On the same token, when you go into shrines, you're gonna be asked to wear some type of clothing, you know, to protect, you know, particularly men, you need to wear, because it's respecting their shrines. So it's like, you know, I've been in a couple of shrines, I was being dressed differently, so I don't want to say to you what you're gonna be offered to wear, but usually it's a sarong and it's a type of hat. I don't know what's the name, but be careful, because offering to the gods by them, it's a way of the lifestyle. They have those baskets in a car, in the front of shops, inside the shops, in the homes, outside the homes. And I feel like it's very, very beautiful to see how they respect their own gods and how they're requesting from the gods good luck, happiness, health, and list goes on. So guys, be careful when you walk on the street not to step on those things, because it's not yours to kick or push. It's a day way of the lifestyle, so respect that. That's the Balinese way of the lifestyle, and as I say, they're going to respect you even more if you don't push it or kick or not, just move away from the footpath. So guys, be careful. Offering to gods goes in the morning and during the day, and it's beautiful to see how they do this. It's ritual, ritual of their beliefs, and being part of this is truly tremendous. So guys, respect their offering to the gods on daily basis if you see it. Number 11. So guys, we all traveling with a hope that we are happy, healthy, and nothing can touch us, nothing can happen to us. We are wrong. We are fragile humans, and from time to time we are going on to holidays believing that we are healthy. Doesn't matter how many times I go to the GP and say like I'm traveling for next couple of weeks, I do the checkups, it usually happens something to me on a way there in some destination or on destination itself. Usually that's some allergies, food poisoning, but you don't want to stuck in Bali and need medical assistance. But let me clarify to you what you can expect. Before I traveled to Bali, people told me Bali, it's as a third world country, they don't have the medical support, they have no chemists, everything is terrible, you can't count on nothing. They were wrong, because I approaching this vlog as a risk assessment. I told you, I want you to enjoy the holiday, so I want you to be prepared what to do, what not to do, what to expect, what not to expect, what to, how to behave, how not to behave, so you can enjoy the time here. Instead of coming here, I've been, taken for the ride or, being fooled. So you can quote me on every and each thing, particularly when it comes to medical and the chemist. So I was told the medical assistance in Bali virtually doesn't exist there. Literally doesn't exist. Virtually or literally, whatever you want to call this. I was wrong. So when I was being driven by my driver, I saw a lot of GPs on the street. So there's a lot of GPs on the street you can walk in. There's a lot of small clinics for the travelers you can walk in as well. There's emergency services. Okay, I can't guarantee for their performance and their response time, but there are emergency services in every bigger place. So don't worry about those ones. They have a lot of public hospitals. Some of all public hospitals has been shut down, so they rebuild the new ones. And then you have a lot of private hospitals. Needless to say that Bali is booming with the plastic and cosmetic surgery. Whatever you fancy, they can do it here. So there are private hospitals, and there are a number of private hospitals in Bali. So don't worry for this. You always can seek assistance of the doctor. So at this stage, I'm not sure for the dentist. There's a dentist across the Bali. I saw their offices. Usually they share with the GP, and I'm not sure what the quality of the work it is. But I'm pretty sure that they understand, if you have a toothache, pain and some problems in your mouth, they're gonna help you, assist you. But I say don't worry, there's plenty of hospitals, there's plenty of chemists stuck it, chock-a-block, and there's plenty of the medicine over there. Again, the only issue it is communication. I'm not sure how the English they are because they're locals, but you'll find a way to communicate if you need it. So I say, don't worry, whatever they told you about Bali, there's plenty of chemists, there's plenty of hospitals you can be looked after, and I truly believe that they will look after you with a pride and joy. Of course, I don't go into your prior travel insurance, I don't go into how much you're gonna pay. I want to just inform you that peace of mind it is. There are the public hospitals, there are private hospitals, there are emergency services, there are GPs, there are chemists, there are dentists. So guys, you can enjoy in case you need a doctor. You're gonna be looked after. Number 12. Okay, my favorite part of talking about Bali, local touristic spots. For those who don't know, my podcast Life, The Battlefield, is about exposing false gurus, coaches, and influencers. And Bali, it's made for influencers. That being said, you're gonna be drawn to those spots where the influencers taking pictures we're taking the videos, and you want to visit them. So let me just share with you one spot particularly where I went, because I want to see how it's realistic what I'm seeing on images, on videos, with what I'm gonna see with my own eyes. And I gone into checking rice fields. It's about 40 kilometers drive. It takes about hour and a half with this traffic. It's, as I said, don't forget, you drive into the villages where there are a lot of scooters, a lot of foreigners, a lot of indigenous people driving. There's no rules on the road. Everything is slowing down. When you see people on scooter, entire family, they have the entire shop on their back and drive the scooter, so they don't see behind them. So it takes about hour and a half drive to those rice fields. It's a beautiful, green, lush place that I saw on images by influencers. Can I say I was disappointed straight away? It's nothing what I was envisaging. When you see the images, they are all altered, edited, and that's it. But you need to drive yourself hour and a half in the biggest humidity, waiting in a line with the hundreds of other tourists. You pay the ticket and then you wait to see something. Is it worth it? For me, wasn't, because entire rice fields is it's like a deep hole in the jungle, surrounded with the palm trees, and on all sides you can see the swings. You can see the huts made from bamboo so people can take pictures. And of course, being the green and lush, humidity, rain, it's a beautiful place to sweat, being bitten by mosquitoes. But it's adventure. It's for young people. It's for literally influencers, because they're going to offer you there to be dressed in particular dresses, screaming colors, red, yellow, green. You sit on a swing and then they take pictures of you. Looks phenomenal. However, is it worth it? No, it's not worth it. I spent almost half a day on a trip, 40 kilometers in one direction. Come back home, I was so exhausted to see rice fields, which they're not active, by the way. It's only, like you can see like a cascade. It's like a steps. That's what it is. That's a beautiful to see. And you wonder how people in the past actually serve those cascades, fill it with the water and rice and collecting rice and this and that. On the way to any sightseeing attraction, you're going to the local villages. Your driver will stop in local village. Make sure that you spend money there, because that's how economy works here. So guys, before you go, ask yourself a question when you come into Bali. Is it worth it to go seeing all those things? Money-wise, it's not expensive. Time-wise, it's unwisely spent time on the places where you're gonna see something and say like, is it? For example, I went to the place where this famous waterfall is, and it was like thousands of people flocking in that spot, literally, that I give up after 20 minutes. So I can't wait another 2-3 hours just to pass by that waterfall. I pay a ticket, go in a car, and that's it. So guys, before you go on any of those attractions, ask yourself, is this something what you truly want? Number 13, shopping. Every woman's dream. And people love to come in Bali to do shopping. Well, I like it as well. And I tell you what you can expect in a Bali and why you shouldn't spend so much money, except if you don't love to have some type of goods. Number one, wherever you go, whatever you do, they're gonna pull you for your sleeves, for your arm, to buy things on the street. Do not buy things on the street. Guys, I've been offered, particularly because I'm a man, so when I was walking last couple nights, doesn't matter what street I go, they will offer you Viagra if you're man. Now you ask yourself, selling Viagra on the street, if you want it, if you need it, do it. Buy it, try it. But ask yourself, quality, reliability, is this something original? What's the ingredients? What can happen to you when you take and buy those pills? Secondly, is the things you buy on the street legal? I don't know. I ask you, don't ask me. I will never purchase nothing on the street from nobody, because you never know what you're gonna buy. Secondly, Bali, it's known as the kingdom of counterfeit goods. Guys, you can't believe what you can see here. It's like all brands, worldwide known brands, are represented here. They're all counterfeit goods. There are a couple shops where you can buy, original Bali clothing, original some brands, but mostly entire Bali, it's a one big manufacturing shop where they're producing in masses things for you to buy, which they are counterfeit goods, suspicious ingredients in the goods. Guys, don't be fooled. If you want to buy it, but don't expect that you're going to buy original nothing in Bali. After all, I mentioned this before. After the COVID, Bali, it's 14% in negative GDP. Bali, it's in negative economy, not in positive. People here in Bali are serving themselves in order to sell you goods and things you think you need, and they manufacture this in the makeshift workshops with the tools non-existent anymore, but they are good in this. I give them credit for that one. They are doing good jobs with those counterfeit goods. And I was like, guys, you'll not buy nothing original. Don't buy on the street. Don't spend money on things you don't need. You can buy some souvenirs, but I always asking myself, is this really what I need? Is this really what I want to bring back my home? Ask yourself, are you want to buy in the dark alleys from the guys you never saw, you never knew before? Don't know who those people are. And usually when they're selling Viagra on the street, you can ask yourself, what else they're selling, guys? What else they're selling? So you're in Bali, be careful of that. So it's like shopping here, you're gonna be pulled for your arms, sleeves, you're gonna be pushed into the shops just to buy. Walk around instead of this and observe. You can buy second day if you like it, but don't expect you're gonna get originals. Don't expect you coming to Bali, you're gonna get things. You can make a complaint, you can ask for refund. Never will happen this to you. So shopping, it's good for souvenirs. Everything else, not really. Number 14. Well, when we're on a holiday, we want to enjoy our holidays in Bali by soaking the sun, inhaling the culture, the spirituality. But you need to be aware of the few things when you come in contact with the beaches. The beaches, at your home, they're not like in the Bali. Bali beaches are polluted with the garbage, with the glass. They are polluted with the nails, rusty metals. And I witnessed it for the last couple of mornings. I walk in the beach, and I must say people give the pride to try to clean. So they try to clean the beach with their hands. It doesn't work that way, because on the surface you can scratch some things, but a lot of things are being buried under the sand. And if you don't have the heavy machinery, who's gonna sift that sand, pick up all the needles or the glass or metals, you can expect it's gonna be problems for your health. Number one, you can stab yourself, you can poke yourself, you can list goes on. So don't expect the beaches here it's gonna be clean as they are, let's go say, in Australia. Number two thing it is about beaches, I wanted to stipulate this to you. The beaches are not regulated. There is no lifeguards, there is no medical support, there is not even police. Most of the spots on beaches has been widely taken over by the groups who are taking the part of the beach and they make makeshift bar with the plastic chairs, which you need to sit and pay. You need to get a drink as well. So it's a lot of these things makeshift. So don't be surprised, you're being asked to pay for the spot on a beach. So it's like when it comes to the health issues, beaches are polluted. That's rusty metals, nails, needles, glass. And lately I'm seeing a lot of dead fish on a beach as well. Then the second thing it is if you want to spot on a beach, particularly Kuta Beach, what I'm seeing right now, every few meters is some different bar with a different name. If you want to sit, you need to rent a chair. It looks a little bit, interesting concept. And then as well, if you are going on a beaches a little bit further, where you can sit with your partner or your family, enjoy the sunset, again, you need to purchase the drink while you're sitting on a beach, because the beaches are non-regulated and every bar take the part of the beach, or individual get a couple chairs. So be prepared that when you want to enjoy the sunset, you will need to pay money to sit on some of the chairs and enjoy the sunset. Otherwise, there is no spot on the beach for you. That is a cruel reality, and I was surprised how these things works. So guys, when you're on the beach, be known it's issues for your health, and secondly, hygiene, and thirdly, it is that possibly you want to pay for the spot on the beach to enjoy the sunset. Of course, the bars are on a part of the beach where there's no sand. They brought the bars on the beach on a very, very different way you can expect it. So guys, enjoy the sunset, but be prepared to pay. Number 15, infamous Bali belly. So what's the Bali belly? Let me share with you inside information, and that comes from my driver who is residing here in Bali. And he told me that most of us foreigners don't take advice very seriously we get before we come into Bali. Do not drink tap water. Tap water. Balinese people, they're buying the water in 5 gallons plastic containers, and they cost them $2. That's what they're using for the drinking, for the cooking. The tap water, basically they're using for the showering or for the washing. That's it. So even Balinese people don't use tap water. So why you should? When it comes to the restaurants, don't worry. Most of restaurants will use that 5-gallon container of the water, which is filtered water, which is healthy water, basically, which you can drink, and you're gonna get in a shape and size of the ice cubes. So don't panic. Ice cubes in your glasses to keep you chill and cool. They're coming from filtered water, from these 5 gallons containers. That's my driver explained to me, and I check in hotel, it is true. So even Balinese people don't drink the tap water. Don't even try. The rivers here are polluted, they're dirty. The sewage system, it's questionable, and most importantly, the pipe system, it's obsolete, and when it's come proximity of the ocean, can cause a lot of problems. So don't drink tap water. Instead of this, don't worry, in hotels you're gonna get filtered water in the shape and size of the ice cubes, or you can buy bottled water in the shops and be like everybody else in Bali, because diarrhea, extremely diarrhea, can be very, very dangerous because it's dehydrate you very quickly. That can require hospitalization. Plus, it's very painful diarrhea after some time. So guys, don't worry for hotels. You can drink this water in restaurants, not in a tap. You can rely on ice cubes that be okay, healthy, yes, and don't drink tap water anyway. Number 16. Well, this is a little bit tricky to explain, but I'll talk about prostitution. People mix the Bali for Thailand. In Thailand, prostitution is legal. Here, it's illegal. It's very illegal, but it's happening. So I want to share with you something what you didn't know. Most of the men who come on a Bali, they will try to go and do massage, Balinese massage, which you basically naked, but they don't touching your private parts, regardless you're male or female. But most of men will push it, the drivers and cabby drivers, or their personal drivers, or guys on a scooter, to take them to places where you can get massage with a happy ending. Guys, police here raid regularly those places, and don't be caught, because they're gonna make example of you. As again, I'll repeat, prostitution in Bali, it's illegal. Don't let be caught and made example just because you want to pay $10 some services we're gonna make you happy at the end. So guys, prostitution, it's illegal. Don't fall. Even you walking on the street and girls approaches you, be wary. You don't know this girl. You don't know if she's working for police or not. You don't know who she's working for. So don't fall for these old sweet words. Honey, love you long time. It's gonna cost you, give you discount and everything else. Don't fall for this. Avoid any contact, any askings, any exchange of the gifts for the sexual activities. Prostitution, it's illegal. Don't they make example of you. Number 17, very serious topic. Guys, I can't emphasize enough that we live in very, very strange times. In Bali, you can buy everything and anything. But the question is, do you really want to buy everything and anything? First of all, you don't know the source, you don't know the quality, you don't know how reliable or how healthy product it is you're buying. But in Bali, I'm witnessing on daily basis that people on the street will offer you something like a Viagra. Well, normal times you will go to your GP and buy Viagra over the counter on prescription from pharmacist. Here you can buy on the street. That it's a red flag straight away. Is that Viagra? Is that something you can rely on? Is it healthy? Secondly, they're gonna offer you even something more deliberate, to have something to smoke, because it's you're gonna make you relax. So guys, don't buy on the street from nobody who offers you anything which you believe it's illegal. Don't do this, guys. I can't be more serious about this. Don't fall for those things. I buy cheap because it can cost you much more later. So guys, be careful what you buy on the street and from who you're buying, and most importantly, what do you buy on the street. Number 18, local laws. I'd like to talk to you about laws in Indonesia. You don't know them, I don't know them. But you need to apply the common sense while you are overseas in any country. But one thing you need to know about Bali, and that is that Indonesia as a country and Bali as an island, they have the very, very sensitive laws about drug. All drugs are punishable with extremely severe penalties, life sentences, and as you know, there were a recent case about Bali 9 where several people from Australia has been executed in Bali. When I say the local laws, you know, traffic laws you can always negotiate, but drugs, prostitution, and any other type of breaching the laws where it's involved illegal substances, guys, please don't. I saw while I was there, and I'm repeating this quite often, when you offer something on the street, refuse to buy. Doesn't matter how tempting it is, how good maybe for you it is, or how bad you need. Because after all, in a Bali, you don't know who is who. So obey the local laws, you know, from traffic laws to those where involving the drugs, illegal substances, prostitution. Do not go that part, guys. The best part it is to go on smarttravel.gov.au website, and you can find out more about legislations and laws, in short, what and how to obey. But guys, I'm begging you, don't go that part. Bali and Indonesia as a country entirely, they have a very, very severe punishment for the even little possession on any illegal substances. So guys, be careful. What are you taking? Who you're buying from? Where you involved? Who is approaching you? Just say no. Say no, because after all, their laws are very, very extreme when it comes to the drugs. That's their laws you need to obey. Do not go that path to purchase nothing illegal. Don't do nothing illegal. Apply the common sense. As I say, like, prostitution is illegal. And guys, doesn't matter how maybe tempting for you may be, don't go that path. If somebody approaches you on the street and says, do you want to buy Viagra? Viagra just an opening door for who knows what. Refuse buying those things. So obey the local laws. Number 19. As I said at the beginning of this vlog, this is our 20 do's and don'ts. Number 19, it's very important. I want you to think how your holiday can be ruined. Not by your behavior, but somebody else's behavior. I done several videos about securities in hotels, how to protect, how to detect if somebody was trying to tamper with your stuff, steal from you, or maybe just give you extra into your luggage. When I say extra, sometimes when people think about criminals, perpetrators, fraudsters, they are always taking. No guys, sometimes it can be added to your luggage. I don't know what, I don't want to go that part, but you can straight away spot if something doesn't belong to your suitcase or your luggage. Never, ever, ever leave your luggage unattended in public places, particularly in airports, taxis, nightclubs. Do not. Always try to lock your stuff and take all your valuables with you. With a one exemption, any type of your luggage where you cannot lock, take with you. Do not leave nowhere to somebody look after your stuff. And now I want you to take this very close to your heart. Never, ever accept to carry the stuff for somebody else on a Bali. You don't know what's in their baggage, in their luggage, in their bags, whatever they're using as a means of transport of their goods, their clothing, whatever they are. Do not accept to carry from nobody nothing. Never leave your things out of the sight. In hotel room, you can't argue about this one. It's a hotel room after all. You can always inspect the things, and never let nobody pack stuff for you. Please take this very seriously, because after all, if somebody puts you something in your suitcase, by the time you prove that this is not yours, it's a little bit too late. Make sure that you never leave your stuff alone on airports, on buses, on taxis. Don't allow nobody pack stuff for you. Do not buy the luggages. Somebody says to let's go replace your luggage because we want you to replace for free. Do not accept those things. If you can't lock it, take it with you. And most importantly, never accept from nobody to you take their stuff with you because they're busy. They have a lot of hands busy. They are busy with their own stuff. Do not do those things. It's after all Bali, as I say, Bali has a very, very severe punishment if they found any type of contraband in somebody's belongings. By the time you explain your guys yourself, it's a little bit too late. So guys, never leave out of the sight your luggage. If you can lock it, take a carry with you, and never accept from the strangers nothing to you. Take it from them to carry for them in any country, wherever you're traveling, particularly in Australia. Refuse these ones. And after all, check all your luggage before you travel, and then lock it, and then take it care that they are in your possession. And that brings us to the end. As I say, these 20 do's and don'ts are a more risk assessment, so you can enjoy your holidays. You don't need to worry about nothing, because I gave you now 19 do's and don'ts so you can enjoy the holidays in Bali with open heart and without worrying, with less problems, less risks, exposure. And number 20, we're gonna say for the end, is to have fun. So guys, enjoy your time in Bali. It's a beautiful island, beautiful people, beautiful beaches. Nature, it's very, very beautiful. As I said, and it's a very spiritual place. So number 20, have fun in Bali. Enjoy.